Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. This is a video that someone's been asking me to do for quite some time. And I kind of hold off on it because I thought the city was going to correct the issue. So they had several months. I thought they weren't finishing the project, but I guess they're finished. So let me show you what the concern is here. First of all, this is a very, very dangerous intersection because cars speed through here. If you kind of look over here, we have 3 sets of lights. Now each light represents a lane. So potentially you got 2 solid and 1 arrow to the left. Now the 2 solid represent going straight, and obviously the arrow represents taking the left. That's, as you can see, that's a black pole, which is a newly installed pole. Probably got installed about, I want to say 6 months ago. They finished that pole, and they get a left arrow from this side, but the side over there never gets the left arrow, so they got to kind of go through the traffic on their own. So you know what I'm talking about. That pole right there is a gray pole. It only has 2 lights up there. So all the other intersections have a left-hand turn arrow on both sides. Now, see how that white van is making the turn now? He has to actually wait until the green light turns green, but he's stuck with trying to fight the traffic that could potentially be coming up from down there. So I'm gonna walk across the street so you see what I'm talking about when the arrow changes. So, and this has been like this for a while. So they spent money changing one pole, but didn't spend money fixing the other pole over there. So I'm gonna walk across the street while the light's in my favor. And as you can see, this is a newly installed pole. I want to say 6 months ago. I don't know the exact date when they did this pole, but I do remember them doing this pole. And I kind of waited to do this because I thought the city was going to correct it. Like, if you fix one, fix the other. But now look on the other side over there. Matter of fact, I'm across the street so you guys can see exactly what I'm talking about. Get about 3 seconds on the walk clock, but they still have a stop anyway. So and these sidewalks are no better either. They're in very, very bad condition here. As you can see, there's a pole there, but they didn't wire it for the arrow going left. Now, these cars, obviously they get the left turn arrow coming up this way. Now when this light turns green, you got 2 solid greens, but the cars that are making the left, see that car over there is trying to make the left, they're stuck waiting, so they can't make the left now. Now sometimes there's a bus or a truck that's parked in that left-hand turn lane, and it makes it very difficult to make that turn. And the cars in this opposing lane makes it harder for you to see the cars in the 2 travel lanes. And that's a concern, because the person that told me about it reminded me several times about it. So now I finally get down here to do this video. And they have had major accidents at this intersection before. At least 3 that I know of, maybe more. But we're at the corner or intersection of Heath and Columbus Ave, or you can call it Center and Columbus Ave, whatever how you determine the street. So this is considered Center in Columbus on this side, and over here, the side that I am on, is considered Heath in Columbus. So it depends on what side of the street you're on. It has a different location. But nevertheless, it's the intersection of Heath, Columbus, and Center. So I thought when they were gonna just rewire, it's a matter of just rewiring that pole and added in the 3rd light, because theoretically you should have 3 lights up there anyway, because guess what? There are 3 lanes. There's 3 lanes of traffic, and according to what I was told by traffic light design, each light represents a lane. Now, you guys can correct me if I'm wrong, but I heard that from a person that installs those lights, told me themselves. Each light represents a lane. When it hung above like that, each light above represents 1 lane. Now, I'm taking their word for it that they told me the truth, and it makes sense because everywhere else I go, each light represents a lane. So we're missing a light up there, because theoretically that's saying we only got 2 lanes and we got 3 lanes. 3 lanes of traffic going down there. Just so you know, this intersection is, if you don't watch the cars, don't watch the light, watch the cars. If you don't watch the movement of the cars, you can and will get hit. You can and will get hit by a car. And keep in mind, we have a bike. There's another thing I got to point out too. We have a bike lane right here. If you guys can see it, Southwest Corridor. Bike lane to the left, pedestrians to the right. So there's bikes that always pass through here. And not only are you looking out for the pedestrian traffic, you're looking out for the bike traffic as well as the car traffic. So it makes it kind of confusing when you're coming through here. How's it going, man? And you got a sign that says watch for turning vehicles, but sometimes that's not enough. So I just want to give you guys an example of what's going on. Now, if there's any cars making a left onto Center Street, they're gonna be stuck waiting in traffic there. Every so often you get cars trying to make the left here.
Two high tones for Wash and Rockwell.
Like I said, we're right at the kind of borderline of Roxbury, Jamaica Plain area. Very much borderline of it. You cross over this side of the street, you're in Jamaica Plain. Cross over that side, you're in Roxbury.
So that was Wash and Rockwell Street? That's correct. Oh, yeah.
More likely they'll be doing these ramps over sooner or later, eventually. Probably later than sooner.
19 Tango, Mountain Norfolk, please.
See, that's dangerous there. He almost got hit because he wasn't watching the cars. He was watching the well, he's got the stop up there too though. But he actually went to go across when the car was making the turn. And you don't see those cars until they actually make the turn too. So sometimes it's too late. And sometimes you don't want to stop when you're coming down here. You just want to go straight across. And just so you guys know, next year, the MBTA is trying to plan on making that bus lane, or whatever you want to call it, bus stop in the middle of the street. They want to go all the way up Columbus Ave into Ruggles Station. It's already a disaster down there, and if you guys can see it from here, it's been a disaster down there for quite some time. But they want to move it, make it more of a disaster. Now this is only in the minority community that they're going to do this. They will not put this on Route 9. They will not put it on Mass Ave. But yet they want to put it on the middle of Columbus Ave. They claim it's going to make the bus route faster. It's not. I actually timed it. It's not going to make the bus route any faster. Matter of fact, it may make it slower. If you ask me, it may make it slower. It's not going to make the bus route any quicker. It's just going to make it more congested in the city streets. Now, if you go out to Newton, Do you think the transportation department would even think about putting us out in Newton on the middle of Route 9? Now keep in mind, this is Route 28, if I'm not mistaken. This is Route 28, which goes all the way to Mattapan Square. If I'm not mistaken, this is still Route 28 that goes all the way downtown. You don't see the signs because the city takes them down. They don't want people to know this is Route 28. But this is theoretically Route 28, and Huntington Ave is Route 9. If you look along the stretch, you don't see one sign saying Route 28. I wonder why. I wonder why there's no sign saying Route 28. Because the city of Boston takes them down. They don't want people to know this is Route 28. No, there may be one sign at Franklin Park way down the end down there. That might be the one they forgot to take down. But there's not one sign saying Route 28 up here. Matter of fact, there should be signs saying Route 28 because this is Route 28. Now, if you go along Huntington Ave, you'll see plenty of signs saying Route 9 all along Huntington Ave. But you got this whole stretch. I'm not making this up, guys. Look. There's not one sign. There's not one sign that says Route 28. Not one sign. Now, you figure that out. You can go down that whole stretch. Matter of fact, one day I'm going to do a video. I'm going to go down that whole stretch all the way downtown. Won't find one sign saying Route 28. But yet this is a major route, and they put in some silly bus lane in the middle of the street. When I say silly, it's silly. Wait until the accidents happen. You see how silly it is. I've been looking at it for quite some time. I see how silly it really is. I'm gonna take a quick walk across the street while the light is in our favor. Go ahead, keep going. What's up, man? Now, most of these cars are doing more than 20 miles an hour, just so you guys know. The majority of these cars are doing a lot more than 20 miles an hour. So there's no signs at all that I can see that say Route 28 on there. Not one sign. And while I'm here, let me show you something else the city of Boston has yet to fix. And ironically, it's right across from the DPW yard. So we're gonna take a walk up what's this called? Ritchie Street over here? I think that's Ritchie Street. I could be wrong. Take a quick walk over here while we're here. Actually, it's Highland Street. Sorry about that. I don't know why I called it Ritchie Street, but this is Center and Highland Street. So we're gonna take a walk up Highland Street. We'll take a look at something over here real quick. Guy's getting his car towed. What's going on, my man? Be safe out there. All right. He's trying to get their car towed, but yeah, gotta turn that wheel all the way the other way. Yeah, that's a tough yank, but he can do it. Yeah, he can get it out of there. It's not too bad. So I'm gonna walk up here. You're gonna see what I'm talking about. Now, this been like this for several weeks, so it's not something new. And I'm pretty sure the city knows about it because it's right across the DPW yard. And obviously there's a cone right there, but you tell me what you think. How long should that be that way? And also take a note of the damage of the sidewalks as well. Maybe I should face it down so you guys can see what I'm talking about. We'll give him a pass on that one. We're not going to argue about that. But over here, we definitely got to argue about this. There's no way that this should look like that.
You're positive the nerve pass is section 12, right?
There's no way that. And now this sidewalks haven't been done in years, guys. Just so you know, it has not been done in years. Years of abuse and neglect. But my biggest concern is this right here. This is Boston Water and Sewer. If you guys can see that, get a better angle of it. It's holding water too, guys. It is holding water. So if that's holding water, you know what that tells you? You have a clogged, what's up, man? You have a clogged storm drain. That needs some attention. I don't know if they have it on their list or not, but we'll find out. And look at these sidewalks. They're in horrible condition. Horrible condition. This is years of neglect. Years of neglect. And just so you know, hold on 1 second. This is right across from the DPW yard, which is right here. All your city workers come out of here in this district. And look at this sidewalk. We want to know where our taxpaying dollars go to. I was asking one of the meter maids a while back, where does all the parking ticket revenue go to that the city of Boston collects? He told me it goes into a general fund. So then I asked him, what does the general fund cover? He said he don't know. So when you call Boston 311, you get a different answer all the time. So I'm gonna do a follow-up on that, find out where the money of the general fund, what does it go towards? Some of it goes to salary, we understand that part. But the other part, where does the general fund go to? What is it based on? What is it for? We're gonna try to find out. This is basically a wall of, I call it a wall of art. There's a lot of interesting designs on there. Goes all the way down to the end. I don't know when they're gonna fix that, but we'll keep an eye on it. We'll definitely keep an eye on it. And that's pretty much this area anyway. There's some low-hanging trees here, which I don't expect the Parks Department to do anything about that, but if they do, that'd be nice. Missing one street light right there, which is not major but does make a difference. This is a park. I think they call this Marcella Park. I could be wrong on that. Don't quote me on that because I might be wrong. Either Marcella Park or Marcella Playground, one of the two. Like I said, I don't.
Stolen. You notified the owner who lives less than a block away. They're gonna recover it and all the report.
I don't know everything.
Okay, I have it. Do you need the I number or is it all set?
Well,
It's Boston stolen, so I have the I number.
we got up here at Marcella Playground.
Okay, got it.
And that's pretty much it of this area anyway. Well, no, it's not it. There's a whole lot of stuff going on here, but I save it for different videos. There's a lot more going on, but another pole that's missing. They might argue, well, we got one across the street over there, so we don't need one over here. Okay, but why you have the hole there then? This is where they made that, I did a video on this already. They created a sidewalk, like bump out. Allegedly, that's supposed to slow people down from speeding, which it does not. It's a proven fact that it does not slow anybody down. It actually makes them go faster, to be honest with you. See how the trucks go over the sidewalk right here? I already knew that was gonna happen anyway, but when you make the sidewalk wider, all they do is take up the same space. See that? Trucks need a bigger radius to make the turn. So if a person's standing right here, guess what? The person gets hit now. If the person's in the walkway there, guess what? They get hit because now you made the sidewalk into the street. If that makes any sense. You made the sidewalk into the street. So they still gonna drive the same manner. And you know what? I don't think people do studies on this kind of stuff. They don't do no kind of study. They just say, oh, it's gonna work. And think it's gonna work, but it doesn't work. It works in some neighborhoods, but not in all neighborhoods. These streets, I don't know if you see these streets, but if a truck comes down any one of these streets and makes any turn, his turning radius is going to be a lot wider than a car. So you guys do the math. All right, I'm going to cut this one short because there's so much going on in the city. But I just want to show you a little bit of something that may be interesting to you people out there. And I will be sure to report. How about this? I got a good idea. It just came to my mind. Every manhole, every sewer cap belongs to a utility company. How about the city find each company or utility company that's caps are not maintained properly? How about they put that in the city ordinance? And that's a perfect way of making good revenue. If you go to a manhole cover, and if the city is doing it, the city needs to put money back into the community. So every time the city is found guilty of not maintaining a sewer or a drain, the city got to put that money back into the neighborhood that they're violating. That sounds like a perfect idea. And if it's a manhole that's not covered by any cap or sewer, the city is found totally liable for it and has to fix it without raising taxes out of their own capital funds. Instead of them trying to take a lot of money from the investors, that money you guys get from the investors, how about putting it back into the communities where you're taking the money out of? Because that's what they're doing. They're extracting money out of the community and not putting it back into the community. For example, there's a gentleman that lived up here. ISD, with the help of John Mimi, took his house, took his car, tried to commit him into a mental institution right over here. Just yesterday, they were down here boarding up this house. I did a video of them boarding it up, but now yesterday they put the gates around there. They put the gates around there. So now, in the event that he does get out of where he's at, he has nowhere to live. So he's left homeless. Courtesy of the city of Boston. Another example, on the other side of the street, 25 Marcella Street. There's a development that was made over here, probably through some kind of political organization or involvement. There's always involvement of a political person. Built the property onto a young lady's house over 3 feet. I believe the building inspector involved in this was Leo Cook. If you can see it, this is where her, see that those stakes in the ground?
Tango Echo 5 away.
That's where her property line is. And all of this is on her property. It's so much on her property is that they destroyed the brick, destroyed her fence, destroyed her hedges, even blocked her egress to the side of the building. So as I go up, look at where the stake is. I'm right in front of the stake. So that's pretty much about almost, I think it's about 3 feet on her property, if I'm not mistaken. I think I measured it before. 3 feet on the young lady's property. Up until this day, inspection of services have not given any clarification what they plan on doing with that. The owners of the property were told not to move those stakes because they moved them twice, and now that we get the measurement off them, they're not going to move them now. But Leo Cook, the building inspector that was involved in that, I was told he was running interference while they were doing the building. Every time she called ISD, they kept referring her to Leo Cook. Leo Cook would never investigate it and say it's okay. And how I know there's some involvement with the city of Boston, I went down there about 1.5 years ago to speak to Dion Irish. And I spoke to Dion Irish for about a good half an hour. He now got promoted to work in City Hall. So that shows you the deep-rooted corruption in the city of Boston. Whenever you get caught doing criminal activity, you get promoted. Like Marty Walsh, for example, got promoted to Washington, D.C. Kim Janey, for example, she got promoted to become mayor. So the corruption goes up the ladder rather than down the ladder. But yet, we live in city sidewalks in despair. Trip hazards all over the city of Boston. Nobody's doing nothing about it. The city knows about it. And they put these, if I was you, I would not vote for that woman at all. Do your research on her. Do a thorough research. Ask yourself, ask others, what has she done in the community when she was city councilor? If she was not active as a city councilor, she damn sure is not going to be a good mayor. And matter of fact, what has she done as she is mayor now? What positive things, other than doing photo ops and lip service, what has she done in the community? It goes on and on. I'm not going to say more because there's more to come, but just want to give you an example of what goes on in the city. And it goes on, look at this. Stuff that's could be fixed, should be fixed, but don't get fixed. So then you want to know, where's my taxpayers' money really going to? So until next time, guys, there's more to come, but that's Porter for this one. I'll catch you on the next one.